Hi everyone, welcome to this week's new video. In this video we will be talking about where you can find Dutch tulip fields without a tourist. For the ones who are new here, my name is Manon and I am Dutch. And on this channel you'll be discovering the Netherlands beyond the crowds with a local, which is me. So for now, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe with the little notification bell so you won't be missing any of my other upcoming videos. So let's get into the video. So tulip season in the Netherlands starts from around mid-April until the end of April, or it depends on the weather that we've had in the months before. So if we have a very severe winter, it means that the tulip fields are usually starting to bloom a bit later than mid-April. However, if we have a very mild winter, that means that the tulip fields are usually a bit earlier. But keep in mind that the end of April is generally the best time to go, no matter if the weather has been mild or severe. So one thing that I need to tell you before you continue with this video is that you should not walk inside tulip fields. It's forbidden, it's not your land. Those are not here for your Instagram photos, it's not the way to go. If you walk between the rows of tulips or you lay inside them, you'll damage the bulbs, which eventually means that the farmer has less money, which then means that they have less money to buy food, to invest in their company, to do fun things. It's an industry, it's not there for your photos, so please, please, please just stay out of the tulip fields. Do not enter the land unless you ask a farmer and unless that farmer gives you permission. So, just to make it clear, do not enter tulip fields without the permission of a farmer. And usually you won't find farmers near the tulip fields because the fields are spread all over the place. So if you find one and you can ask him or her, then just ask it. However, if you don't find anyone, just be a nice tourist. Stay out of the tulip fields because we don't want you to destroy them. And you don't want to be a tourist that is ignorant like that. So the most popular area where you can find tulip fields is in the province Zuid-Holland or South Holland. And it's around the area of Lisse and the Keukenhof. The Keukenhof is the biggest flower garden in the world. And while it's beautiful, it's very, very crowded. During tulip season, the whole region of Lisse and the Keukenhof is crowded with tourists. But the area of Lisse and the Keukenhof, which is also called the Bollenstreek, is not even the best area in the Netherlands to find tulip fields. There are many tourists. So for everyone who was wondering where you can find Dutch tulip fields, but without the tourists, keep on watching because this is for you. There's also another area which is called Overvlakke. That is great to visit for tulip fields. They also have a special tulip route. The tulip route on Overvlakke is through towns such as Stad aan het Haringvliet and Nieuwe Tongen, Dirksland, those kind of places. So the region where you can find tulip fields without the crowds of tourists is an area that we call the Kop van North Holland, or the top of the province of North Holland, which is where I live. And it is actually the biggest area in the Netherlands where you can find tulip fields. It roughly stretches from the city of Alkmaar, where you have the cheese market, until the town of Den Helder. And even on the Dutch island of Texel, the Wadden island of Texel, you can find tulip fields. There are three sort of regions within the region of the top of North Holland. The first area is around Horen, the town of Horen, which is also very beautiful to visit. But during tulip season there are a lot of tulip fields there as well. From around Horen to the town of Venhuizen to the surroundings of Enkhuizen, and the whole area around Horen basically is perfect to visit. Then another area is in and around the town of Annapolona. And there you have a lot of tulip fields as well. So around in the area of Annapolona and Brezand. Those are great locations to visit. And then nearby Annapolona you will have the town of Den Helder And around the town of Julianendorp and Helder you will also find a lot of tulip fields. But then there are also a lot of tulip fields around the town of Schagen. And from Schagen you can basically just cycle outside of the city and you will find tulip fields. You will find tulip fields in Schagen nearby the towns of Schagenbrug, Sint Maarten, Nieuwe Niedorp, Waarland, Moerbeek. During tulip season there are also a lot of events in the area of the top of North Holland. Bloeiend Sijpen is one of them. There are lots of events with Bloeiend Sijpen. And so then you also have the Bloemendagen or the flower days in the town of Annapolona, which are flower mosaics that are beautiful to see and to witness. And when you walk through the streets of Annapolona you will see them everywhere. So the entire town is basically decorated with flowers. It's beautiful to see. So yeah, if you're wondering where the tulip fields are in Amsterdam, you cannot find tulip fields in Amsterdam because it's a city, so it's pretty hard to place some tulip fields inside the city. However, there are some flower pods filled with tulip bulbs during the tulip season, and National Tulip Day takes place on Dam Square in the middle of January. However, for the real tulip fields you need to go outside of Amsterdam. And I know there are lots of people who say, "Oh, I'm going to Amsterdam for tulip fields." Good for you, they're not here. Sorry to disappoint. They're not that far away from Amsterdam. So if you're visiting any of the bigger Dutch cities such as Amsterdam or Amsterdam, Rotterdam. Oh, it sounds so awful in English. The tulip fields are actually very nearby. And the Netherlands is not a big country, so it's very easy to visit tulip fields without tourists or to visit tulip fields in general. If you want to visit a Dutch tulip farm, you can do so. However, it is not a tulip farm that only uses the tulips that are grown on the lands and the bulbs that are grown on lands, because it's actually a greenhouse, which is very interesting to visit. So you will also know by the end of the tour that you can take through the greenhouse how the entire industry works, how the bulbs grow. And so by the end of that tulip farm greenhouse tour you will know everything about tulips that you want to know, and about tulips in the Netherlands and why it's such a big industry. It's very interesting to visit, so I would definitely recommend you to do so. However, it's not just a general tulip farm basically, because it's a greenhouse, so it uses a completely different process than the regular tulip farms. But still, it's very interesting to visit, so if you can do so, do it. If you have time, do it. If you want to visit the Wadden island of Texel for tulip fields, I would recommend you to do so. But those tulip fields are mostly around the town of Den Hoorn. But Texel is not the biggest island. Well, it's actually the biggest Dutch island, but it's still not that big. So it's easy to cycle through the entire island on a day. So just cycle around in the area of Den Hoorn and you'll be fine. You will see tulip. And the next area where you can find a lot of Dutch tulip fields is in the province of Flavorland. And Flavorland is the province that was last made, basically. Yeah, we made a province from the sea because we needed more agricultural land back in the last century. So yeah, that's what we did, and now it's a perfect place to visit for Dutch tulip fields. You'll mostly find them around the town of Emmeloord and Dronten. Those are really good regions to visit. So yeah, during tulip season in Flevoland they also have a tulip festival, which is near the town of Emmeloord that I already told you about. But yeah, there are special walking routes and cycling routes and car routes that you can follow. Another area where you can find a lot of Dutch tulip fields is in the province of Zeeland. And Zeeland is mostly known for having beautiful beaches and small cute Dutch towns. But it has more. It has more than that. It also has tulip fields. You can find most of the tulip fields in Zeeland in the area called Oost-Zeeuws-Vlaanderen. You can find them mostly around places such as Axel, Aardenburg, Graal. I will place a link in the description box below where you can find specific locations so it's easier to visit. On the island of Walcheren you can also find quite some tulip fields, but those are around the town of Heinkensand mostly. We also have a picking garden in Heinkensand, which is great to visit as well. So yeah guys, that was it for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any more questions about tulip fields in the Netherlands and where to find them, then don't hesitate to comment down below. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe with the little notification bell so you will be not missing out on my next videos that are coming soon. So yeah, that was it. I will see you next week.